Fall forward. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Today, I came to tell somebody it's time to fall forward. Life has knocked you down, doors have closed in your face, people have walked away, but hear me when I say, this is not the end. This is not where your story finishes. See, when a child is learning to walk, they don't fall back in fear, they fall forward into progress. Every time they stumble, they are one step closer to standing tall. And I came to tell somebody today, don't be afraid of falling, just make sure you fall forward. When you fall forward, you land closer to your goal. When you fall forward, you learn what didn't work, and you get up stronger. Every great innovator, every great leader, every champion has fallen, but they fell forward. Somebody in this room, you've been hesitating, you've been holding back. You've been scared of failure. But let me tell you something, a failure is not final when faith is in your foundation. You cannot allow fear to keep you paralyzed. You cannot allow the mistakes of yesterday to rob you of the opportunities of tomorrow. I don't know who I'm talking to, but there's a dream inside of you, a vision, a purpose that has been waiting for you to move. And today, I declare it's time to fall forward. If the business fails, fall forward and learn the lesson. If the relationship ends, fall forward and heal. If the opportunity slips through your fingers, fall forward and find the next one. Because in the hands of God, even your fall can be a part of your future. Even your failure can fuel your faith. Even your setbacks can be the setup for your comeback. So stand up, shake the dust off, wipe your tears, and move forward. You were not created to fall and stay down. You were created to fall and rise again. Because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. And when you look back on your life, you'll realize it wasn't the success that built you. It wasn't the applause that shaped you. It was the moments you fell forward that made you who you are. Somebody shout, I'm falling forward. Now go and walk into your destiny. 1. Failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. Every setback, mistake, or disappointment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and move closer to your goal. The key is to keep moving forward. 2. Fear should not paralyze you. A hesitation and fear of failure can hold you back, but true progress comes when you take risks, trust the process, and step out in faith. 3. Every fall can be part of your future, even when things don't go as planned. Every challenge you face can be used for your growth, development, and eventual success if you choose to fall forward instead of staying down. Failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. Too often, we view failure as a full stop, a sign that we are not good enough, that we should quit, that maybe we were never meant to succeed in the first place. But that is a lie. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failures. The greatest inventors, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most inspiring leaders, all of them have failed. But what set them apart was not that they never failed, but that they refused to let failure define them. They used it as fuel, as a lesson, as a stepping stone toward their next breakthrough. Think about a baby learning to walk. When they take those first few steps and fall, they do not sit on the floor and decide they will never walk again. No, they get up, try again, and eventually, they learn to run. They do not see falling as failure, they see it as part of the process. Somewhere along the way, we grow up and forget that lesson. We start to believe that falling is a sign we should stop trying. But what if we changed our mindset? What if we saw every failure as progress, as proof that we are moving, learning, and growing? There is not a single person who has ever accomplished something great without first experiencing failure. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if he had decided right then and there that he was not good enough. Oprah Winfrey was told she was not fit for television. Imagine if she had believed that and walked away from her destiny. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he succeeded. But he did not see those attempts as failures, he saw them as ways to learn what did not work. The same is true for you. Whatever you are going through, whatever setback you have faced, it is not the end of your story. That rejection, that mistake, that disappointment too. It is all part of the journey. The only true failure is choosing to stay down when life knocks you down. If you decide to get back up, to learn from what went wrong, to adjust your approach and try again, then you have not failed at all. You have simply taken another step forward on the path to your destiny. Fear should not paralyze you, because fear is one of the greatest barriers between where you are and where you are meant to be. Fear whispers that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough to move forward. It tells you to stay where it is safe, to avoid risk, to avoid failure. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It is designed to keep you from stepping into your purpose. If you listen to fear, you will never take that first step. You will never start the business, never write the book, never take the leap of faith that could change everything. Fear will always try to convince you that failure is something to be avoided at all costs, but the reality is that failure is part of the process. It is a teacher, a guide, a necessary step on the road to success. When you allow fear to control your decisions, you remain stuck. You hesitate, you overthink, you let opportunities pass you by because you are afraid of what might happen if things do not go perfectly. But think about these. Or what if things do go right? What if the risk you are afraid to take is the very thing that will elevate you to the next level? You cannot let fear make your choices for you. If you are waiting for the perfect moment where there is no risk, no uncertainty, no possibility of failure, you will be waiting forever. There will always be a reason to hesitate, always a reason to stay in your comfort zone. But the people who achieve great things are the ones who push past fear and take action anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward despite fear. Every person who has accomplished something meaningful has felt fear, but they did not let it stop them. They did not let it hold them back. They acknowledged it, but they walked forward anyway. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. You have to decide whether fear will be your master or your motivator. Will it keep you frozen in place, or will it push you to grow? The moment you stop letting fear dictate your choices, everything changes. Doors begin to open, opportunities begin to appear. You begin to see that you were capable all along. Fear loses its power when you step out in faith. You were never meant to live a life of hesitation and regret. You were meant to move forward, to rise up, to step boldly into your purpose. Do not let fear hold you back any longer. Every fall can be part of your future if you choose to see it that way. Too often, people believe that when they experience setbacks, when things don't go as planned, it means they have failed permanently. But that is not the truth. The truth is that every failure, every disappointment, and every obstacle can serve a greater purpose if you allow it to. It is all about perspective. When a seed is planted in the ground, it looks like it has been buried. It looks like it has been covered up, like nothing is happening, but in reality, it is in the perfect position to grow. The dirt that surrounds it isn't there to destroy it, it is there to nourish it, to give it what it needs to break through the surface and become something greater. The same is true for you. What feels like a burial, what feels like the end, might actually be the very thing that is preparing you for something greater. Think about the people who have achieved great things. They did not reach success without facing moments of failure. Every champion has lost a game. Every successful entrepreneur has faced rejection. Every artist, musician, and writer has been told no at some point in their journey. But what made them different? They didn't see failure as the end. They saw it as part of the process. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their approach, and kept moving forward. The falls they experienced didn't stop them, they positioned them for something greater. You have the same choice. When life knocks you down, you can choose to stay there, to let failure define you, or you can choose to fall forward. Falling forward means understanding that even in the struggle, there is something to be gained. It means believing that setbacks are setups for comebacks. It means recognizing that God can use even your mistakes to shape you into the person you are meant to be. Too many people allow failure to make them bitter when it was meant to make them better. They allow obstacles to convince them to quit when those obstacles were actually meant to build strength. If you refuse to let failure break you, it will build you. If you refuse to let setbacks stop you, they will shape you. If you refuse to let a fall define you, it will develop you. What you are going through right now is not wasted. Every fall, Every hardship, every disappointment is creating something within you that will help you rise stronger than before. Your future is not determined by how many times you fall, it is determined by how many times you choose to get back up and move forward.